really quick, I want to talk about Reggie Jackson. And like we talked about earlier, Stan Van Gundy wanted to see what his Detroit Pistons team he put together did if they was completely healthy, as far as record, and could they make the playoffs and make a strong run in the Eastern Conference. We back Motor City Sports Talk. Thanks for the support. Appreciate everybody. I definitely put a lot of effort, blood, sweat, and tears, and time. And time is something you can't get back. But would they make the playoffs and made a run? I mean, I don't know, man. Reggie Jackson is so erratic, man. One day he doing good and he balling, and then another day he doing hero ball. He wanted to be the star. Obviously he was overpaid. He has never lived up to that contract. He ain't who they thought he was, and he is who I knew he was always, and that's not so good of a player. He's a role player that's trying to mask as a superstar player, but I think he could have provided some stability to that offense and some camaraderie and help them gel and possibly make a playoff run. The proof's in the pudding. They had a successful run when he was healthy, and I would love to see him consistently being able to find a rapport with Reggie Jackson and Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin was doing a lot of the primary ball handling along with Ish Smith. And Ish Smith was a hell of a ball player, but he can't defend. Reggie Jackson has the size and height to defend. I definitely think, if Reggie played and him and Blake and Dre got a full season, they could, be a problem. But I think that wave is over with going into next season. But right now we talking about last season. He was completely healthy. Just in my mind, I know Reggie had a totally different mindset before the injury. He wanted to be more of a team player, and I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to say the Pistons would have made the playoffs with Reggie Jackson starting at the point guard, Ish Smith providing depth. I think they would have made it with Blake Griffin. I think they would have even made it with Tobias Harris. The thing that really hurt the Pistons is when the Pistons scrolled back Avery Bradley's time. And they did that because it came up. I think TMZ dug up that he paid a reality TV star off that had alleged that he raped her during the Cleveland Boston last year Eastern Conference Finals, and that's why ultimately Avery Bradley was traded. His time was scaled back. It just wasn't no injury. That was a major story that kind of went under the radar with some people, and they had to get him off. He was playing so well until that story resurfaced that he was gonna get a contract extension with the Pistons. He was what the Pistons needed at the 2 guard. When that happened, his play dropped off. And his minutes dropped off, and then his play dropped off, and that is what it is. So, but I think with the trade, I think Reggie and Blake and Dre could be something good. If they can get Reggie right in the head and get him defending and being the pass first point guard. But I just never thought that Stan Van Gundy could get to him like that, man. Like Larry Brown got through with Chauncey Billups. I don't see it in Reggie Jackson. I see him got all the ability. Speed, quickness, shooting, scoring. He got everything to be a good point guard in this league. But the mentality, man, is a big miss with him. He didn't learn under Westbrook, and he think he Westbrook. He want to be that tenacious guard, putting up points. You see what Oladipo doing in Indiana that came from under Westbrook ring as well. He wanted so bad. And he goes through he costing the team by wanting it so bad, But this situation, it might have humbled him from letting the year after last, but him getting benched at the end of the year. And it seemed like he had a little bit of sense this year. But I think they definitely would have made the playoffs with him. They wasn't that far off without him. Ish Smith did a good job, but Ish Smith is just too small to consistently guard starting point guards, man. But like I said, in my last video, I think it's just time to blow it up, man. It's time to blow it up. It ain't working. Start off by being sorry, shitty, whatever adjective you want to use. Because people ain't coming out either way. You be sorry. You get you some rookie talent. Do it like Minnesota did it. Do it like the Warriors did it. Do it like the Sonics Thunder did it. Do it that way. Do it that way. Just, you know what I'm saying? Just build it from the ground up. Then you can use some of your assets and draft picks that you acquire to bring in a Harden like type player that you can see his potential. To bring in this type of player we need that veteran. Then you put in the veterans around the young rooks, and then you start to build something. So then when the Warriors reign and Houston and Cleveland and Philadelphia and the Celtics reign is over with, You that young team that's coming up, and that's what happened with the Pistons. The Pistons, the 04 Pistons, or that going to work Piston generation, we couldn't get past New Jersey for a minute. You know, we struggled in the playoffs. New Jersey was our roadblock for a long time, but we continue to make the right adjustments and bring in the right players and make the trading Bobby Sura, trading Corliss Williamson, you know, and doing this and that just to get over the hump and getting Rasheed. We did that. And the Pistons got to get back to getting that groundwork, get you a nice nucleus of young players, and then get your veterans around there, and then make your adjustments as you get closer and start to win and get the right front office and GM and head coach. But, yeah, I think they run over it. I think they could have made it, but they wouldn't have made a lot of noise in the playoffs this year, in my opinion. Motor City Sports Talk, we gone.